creatures of the night, let's talk about New Japan Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Had a really great watch along. Thank you for everyone who pulled up. I had a very cute GM with me, and we had a great time. You want to know what? Let me put it this way. This was a good show. We had some new developments playing out here leading to Wrestle Kingdom and also Wrestle Dynasty as well. Very interesting stuff here. Now, look, we started off with David Finlay versus Kevin Knight. I wasn't even worried about this. David Finlay ends up taking the win. It's okay. It's okay. Now, up next, we had TMDK versus the Grizzly Young Veterans. Now, the match was good. We were kind of a little distracted talking about things on a live stream or whatever because honestly, we was just like, TMDK, they just lost titles less than a week ago. And then shocker, Grizzled Young Veterans fucking took the win and now they are champions. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And we were just talking also about how since Grizzly Young Veterans have been in AEW, we haven't really seen much of them. And I thought things were going to pick up a little bit more with them like about a month or so ago. But unfortunately, they got into the FTR vortex. So, yeah, that's not good. However, they end up taking the win here. And I'm just going to say this. Tonight was not a good night for TMDK. It was absolutely insane to see them take the win because I just didn't have faith in them end up taking the win here. Now, congrats to them. After this, Leo Rush, Mustafa Ali, they motherfucking killed it. Leo Rush, oh my gosh, super talented. Mustafa Ali, these guys, oh my gosh, super talented. The chemistry was really great between them. I would love to see Mustafa get in the ring with someone in AEW. I'm not sure who it would be. I would love to see him to come on over and have even a couple of matches, whatever, or just somebody over in AEW. Really great match with Leo Rush. I was definitely going for Mustafa Ali to take the win, and he did not. We had Leo Rush end up taking the win. Mustafa Ali and Hiromu Takahashi, they're supposed to be having a match. What happened with that? The Super Junior thing is not done right now, so I don't know. We still have time for that to be going on. So we'll end up seeing. That's the reason why I thought Mustafa was going to take the win, kind of like a little warm up before he got into the ring with Hiromu, which was okay. After this, oh my god. West Coast Wrecking Crew versus Tom Lawler and Fred Rosser. Y'all know Tom gonna give you the booty shorts, and we appreciate that. We always do. That was pretty much it for me in terms of this match. They've already had 2 matches prior, and they each had a win over each other. So this is like the best of 3. Now this match here is 2 falls match, and each fall was something different. The first one was the first fall counts if you get through a table. Then the second one is via submission. So either you tap out or you end up fading, whatever the situation is. And then the last one is to be strapped. They end up putting these leather straps on their arms to keep them together. So the first fall was the West Coast Wrecking Crew. They went through the table, whatever. The second one, just a couple of minutes into them going for the second fall, we have Fred Rosser, who was busted open, bleeding all over the motherfucking arena. The blood was just spewing everywhere. The mat was just puddles of blood. It was just all over the place. And my stomach could barely keep it together. And I'm just looking at this whole thing and I'm just like, Rev, like, what the hell is going on? We're not going to check up on him to see if he's hardly alive. Now, the West Coast Wrecking Crew, they end up choking out Fred Rosser to the point where Ref was just like, you know what, let me ring the damn bell because I can't stand this shit no more. And at that point, I was just like, I wish that was the third fall because I'm kind of over it at this point. To be honest, the match was a mess to me. things felt disorganized in terms of the rules. It was hard to follow because we even got to the point where as they're going for the third fall, they have to put the straps on. The referee was having a hard time getting the straps on them, and for quite some time, two of them didn't have the straps on together. And I was just like, okay, well, at some point, y'all get it on. And there was a part here where they put Tom Lawler through a table. Ref counted him out, so now he can no longer participate in the match. And I was just like, oh, so we making this shit up as we go along. I don't know what it was. Something about it where it just felt like you're having a match like this and you need to keep people interested because you got 2 out of 3 falls here. So this match is pretty much extended, if anything. And I just felt like with all these rules that seem to, they're just making up out of the blue, kind of felt weird. So I lost interest. However, West Coast Wrecking Crew ends up taking the win. And honestly, I was motherfucking over it. I was so over it way before they ended up taking the win. And honestly, I don't want to see this group no more. I don't want to see y'all in the matches together no more. After this, though, West Coast Wrecking Crew, they was feeling a pretty ballsy, got on the mic and was just like, grizzly young veterans, don't even get cozy with them titles. We're coming to come get them off of you. And honestly, I was not even expecting so soon, like just a few minutes after them winning the titles, that somebody would already be challenging them. That's just how wrestling works. And that's what you gotta do. Reigning, defending champions. That's what we love over here. Now, after this, we do have a number one contenders match for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. We had a 4-way here. We had Kaguma versus Anna Jay versus Trisha Dora versus Hazuki. This I thought was cute. Well, it started off pretty cute with the girls doing the bear dance, and I thought it was cute. However, we gotta get to business to get shit done. These girls want a opportunity for the title. Hazuki ends up taking the win, and it makes more sense that someone that is not in AEW take the win here. Now, after this, we actually have CEO who came on over to the show with very questionable fashions, as usual, and she ends up attacking Hazuki and basically letting her know, I'm going to whoop your ass. You're not going to get any closer to this title than you are right now. And I appreciate our CEO making it to the show despite her not getting in the ring once again. Up next, we had the Undisputed Kingdom versus Yoda and Shingu. Now, this was a great tag team match, and I was very happy to see our boys, the Undisputed Kingdom, doing stuff outside of AEW ring, because as of late, I just not like how the booking and them being baby faces right now. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling any of it. They actually have a pretty great match, even though the Undisputed Kingdom don't end up taking the win. People were happy to see them, and I'm glad that they're getting camera time elsewhere. Now, we got some very interesting developments in terms of the new pay-per-view that's going to be coming out, Wrestle Dynasty. I told you guys about that. That's on January 5th. That is literally 24 hours after Wrestle Kingdom. Very interesting developments. So now, before we get into the drama, we had Kenta versus Ryohei Oiwa. And this was short, but a little bit surprising because Kenta took the L here, and Kenta spent some time trying to convince the referee that he did not count to 3. And Kenta, baby, he counted to 3. I know, we all were surprised too. This was the only win for TMDK of the night. Now up next, we have Bad Dude Tito teaming up with Zack Sabre Jr. Lord have mercy, Zack Sabre Jr. Oh my God, this man. Oh my God, every single time he does it to me. They went against Ishii and Shota Umino. Shota Umino, you can see more of the aggressive side of him because he wants people to take him seriously. People have been booing him as of late because of his affiliation with Jon Moxley and everything. And just to set himself aside and for everyone to know that he's for the kids and that he's a baby face, he ended up calling out Jon Moxley and saying, look here, bitch. I want to go against you at Wrestle Dynasty. Now, we do end up having our boys take the L here. So TMDK once again taking another L. However, we start the drama. So now, here we have Shota Umino thinking he's big and bad, going to go put his hands on Zack title, and Zack ended up snatches it off of him. Now, while we had all that going on, here comes a video playing, and it's Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley, long story short, is instead of him taking on Shota Umino at Wrestle Dynasty, he lets him know that he's like, you know what, I don't know what's been going on with you. You obviously not doing what you've been taught to do, and now you're over here challenging me at Wrestle Dynasty. I'm gonna be sending people that's gonna take care of you. And I'm just like, wait a minute, what are you gonna be doing for Wrestle Dynasty? They called you out. Apparently, it's either gonna be Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, Pac that's gonna come and have a match with him at Wrestle Dynasty. And to be completely honest, that's not what I thought was going to happen. Now, I'll take it because that's what they're going to give us. But what was interesting to me was what I was kind of hoping for was that the pay-per-view that New Japan is having in LA next month, that Shota Umino could go against like Wheeler Yuta, and basically saying, if I beat Wheeler Yuta, then I can go against you, Jon Moxley, at Wrestle Dynasty. That's what I was hoping that they were going to do. But instead, they skipped that whole motherfucking thing just to say at Wrestle Dynasty, after you get your ass whooped the night before at Wrestle Kingdom, one of the guys from the Death Riders will finish you up for the weekend. And honestly, it's not what I thought they was going to go with, but that's what we're going to get. Now, Shota Umino gets on the mic and says, fuck you to Jon Moxley. When I tell you, he put his heart and soul in that fuck you, I was just like, holy shit, where did you grow these big balls all of a sudden, Shota? This is going to get good. Now, before I go on to the last two matches, I forgot to mention that Jackson Perry, he came on out there and he beat up on Yota Tsuji. They're going to end up having a match. Either if it wasn't Wrestle Kingdom, then it's Wrestle Dynasty. Man, these pay-per-views, their names are so similar. I'm fucking it up. But whatever situation is, we're finally getting something with Jackson Perry back at New Japan. And honestly, I've been kind of bored with his title reign over in AEW. So this, I think, should be good. I hope. Now, after this, we do have the international title on the line. Our boy Takeshita versus TJP. This was a really, really great match. I think it took a little bit time for the match to really pick up in intensity. However, we already knew the international title ain't going nowhere, baby. Now, our boy Takeshita, he ends up taking the win, and he goes onto the mic, and he told everybody to shut the hell up because he got something to say. After telling everyone to shut up, then he goes, well, that's one more person I took care of. Who's next? He said it like 3 times, and nobody came out. And I was just like, well, you know what? They scared or whatever. Takeshita, just go home and relax. But then, here come Shingo Takagi to come out. And I couldn't believe it. Everybody was just going crazy. And I was just like, holy shit, I want to see this match. Now, very interesting. They're in they're in the ring, and they're talking to each other in Japanese. I don't know what the hell they are saying, but I'm just like, you know what? Whatever situation is, y'all gonna end up having a match at the pay-per-view. Now, while everyone is losing their shit about it, here comes Tomohiro Ishii. For what reason? No clue. And I'm just like, wait a minute. I know this is not gonna be a triple threat match. And the whole time, to be honest, because we don't speak English for the majority of us who don't speak Japanese, we didn't understand what was going on. So some people saw it to be a one-on-one thing or either a triple threat. And later on, I end up finding out that Ishii is not going to be part of their match. So it's going to be Shingo and Takeshita on Wrestle Kingdom. And then the next night at Wrestle Dynasty, Ishii will face the winner of that match. Thank goodness, because I did not want them to ruin this whole thing by adding a third person to see Takeshita and Shingo alone right there is an amazing dream match to see. So I'm glad that's what we're going to have at the pay-per-view. Ishii, I guess, I could go against Takeshita the next night. Whatever. Main event, we had Gabe Kidd versus Fujita for the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. Gabe Kidd is a fucking savage, and he don't really need to be honest with you. A few times during the match, he gets on the mic and he's cussing everybody out. But the worst of it was the kids having to hear that their mama sucked dick and all this stuff. And I was just like, you didn't have to take it this far. The kids didn't have to hear about this on TV. Now, we already knew Gabe was going to win. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before. Gabe and Kenny Omega had a little scuffle, and it looks like we may get Kenny Omega, if he's cleared, to go against Gabe Kidd at Wrestle Dynasty, or maybe even Wrestle Kingdom, whichever one, not sure, since he hasn't been cleared to wrestle yet. Now, after he ends up taking this win and retaining the title, and rightfully so, he goes on to continue to attack Fujita. And then here comes Oiwa, who comes out to save his buddy. Then Kenta come out to even things up. And that doesn't really work out. Oiwa is standing tall. He gets on the mic and challenges Gabe Kidd for the title. And honestly, the whole time I was just like, is Kenny coming? Is Kenny's bus running late or something? Because I'm just hoping we get a chance to see him. He wasn't there. Kenny was not there. And I guess that's okay. The show, not bad. It was actually, we had some fun things, and there were some things in here, especially that 2 out of 3 falls match. Just skip it at all costs. I don't know what they were trying to prove here with this match. Just foolishness. Everything else, I think, was great. And not a bad night for New Japan. It definitely opened the door to newer things that's happening during that weekend of Wrestle Dynasty and Wrestle Kingdom. And that much I appreciate. Tony Khan, there's no reason why we shouldn't see any clips of things that are happening towards Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty being shown for the AEW audience to see what's going on. Y'all want these people to buy those pay-per-views and stay up in the middle of the night and watch it when it actually airs. You got to get your audience, the American audience, the bigger audience, obviously, to want to invest in buying this pay-per-view. So far, we really haven't seen much on Tony Khan's part to show people about what's going on with, the Wrestle Dynasty pay-per-view. And honestly, that right there, I feel like I'm doing more of that than Tony Khan, if anything. The show, not bad. Go ahead and check it out. It was a pretty good show. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back on Saturday with a review on Collision. See you guys then. Bye.